Here we have the 2021 Resource Paper 2 question 8, and we're given a sector, and we're given that the segment has been shaded, and we have to find the area of the shaded segment. Pause the video if you want to have a go at it, otherwise I'm going to continue. So if you've paused the video and you've had a go at it, let's go through this. So, bless me. The first thing you notice is you have a sector. But you have the bit shaded out, so you need to find the shaded part. So we can split this into sections 1 and 2, with section 1 being the non-shaded part and section 2 being the shaded part. If you think about this, you can find the area of the sector, then take away this area 1 and find area 2. Let's look at each part of that in isolation. So the first thing I said to you was to find the area of the sector. So I'm going to put a total area of the full sector. And the formula for a sector is the area of the full circle multiplied by the fraction of the circle that you have. And I'm going to label this A, C, and B. So the angle at the centre is ACB. If you have a look, C is in the centre and it's 110. So we label this ACB over 360. And this gives us the proportion of the total circle. So you want to substitute your values in. The radius is 14 centimetres. Pi times 14 squared, and angle ACB is 110 times 110, all divided by 360. Then substituting those into the calculator, you want to retain a fair few number of significant figures. The answer you get is 188. So 188.14649, and its area, so we will use squared units, so 1.14649. You do not want to round too early, so we'll put in all of those significant figures, and that is the total area of this full thing, of this. Let's find the area of the first part of this. So part 1 is the triangle. So we're going to call this area 1. And essentially area 1 is the triangle that's not shaded, or the non-shaded section. We have ACB. We have the radius of 14 centimeters and the angle of 110. If you want to find the area of this, you use the trigonometry formula, and always refer back to the formula sheet. Don't try to guess this, because you might get it wrong, and it's a silly few marks to lose if you're told the formula. So the area 1 equals 1/2 AB sine C. We have small a, small b, sine of capital C. Now, A and B are both the sides, or small a and small b are the sides opposite the angles denoted by the capital. So capital A is opposite the side small a, and B is the same. Looking back at this, you see that CB is also a radius, because B would lie on the circumference of the full circle. If we had a full circle, A and B both lie on the circumference, and C is a centre. So CB, or small a in this case, has to be a radius also. So it also has to be 14 centimetres. So small a is this side, small b is this. They're both 14. And capital C is the angle C. Times the sine of angle C is this one, and it's 110. Make sure to use degrees and not radians on your calculator, as I always say. Something you'll notice if you do enough of these past papers is, if you make the mistake once or a few times with any kind of mistake, then you can iron them out, because a lot of the questions year on year are very similar. And we get 92.08988 to five decimal places. 08988 centimeters squared. So to find area 2, we'll call this A2 equals shaded area equals the total area, which we found up here. So that equals 188.14649. 146. Take away 92.08988. Doing this on the calculator, I know this sum looks like quite the beast, but you do have a calculator, so it's not as bad as it looks. And the answer you get is 96 96.05661, and the units are centimetres squared, as always. It's up to you how many decimal places or significant figures, but let's do this to 2 decimal places. I think the best way to round it is to 2 decimal places in this particular case. And see, 5, so this rounds up to the 6. The 100ths column is 5, in which case we then round up to 96.06 centimetres squared, and that's us done that section. Now let's have a look at the entire question, the marking for the entire question. You would get 1 mark for the fraction of the sector, so this is a mark. You get the next mark for the substitution. You don't need to get the area of the sector. You don't have to evaluate that to get the second mark. You then have to get this to get the third mark, but you do not need to evaluate it again. The fourth mark is for knowing how to find the shaded area, even if you get the wrong values. As long as you understand the method of how to do it, that's a method mark. And the final mark is for the final answer. There was no directions on rounding, so it's your call, but I thought 2 decimal places, 4 significant figures is your best bet. So I hope you found this video to be useful, and yeah, best of luck with the studying. Thank you for watching.